So today we are going to be looking at different letters and making observations about letters, and then we are going to practice matching a written letter to a magnetic letter. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you guys my board. I have some letters on there. If you don't know these letters, this is an M, an S, and a B. And on my board, I wrote a letter really large. And I just want you guys to think for a second, what is this letter that I wrote? And what do you notice about the letter and the way it looks? So just take a minute. What do you notice about that letter? What letter is it? What do you see? Just take some time to make an observation. Some things that I notice about this letter is that it's very curvy. So for those of you who don't know what that means, this marker is straight. Okay, there's no bend in it. It's like a straight line. This S doesn't look like it has a lot of straight lines. It looks very curvy. So if you start at the top, I notice there's a curve here and here at the bottom. This letter is made up entirely of curves, okay? So I can remember that an S kind of looks like a snake. It's bendy like a snake. It has lots of curves. So that's one way that I can help my brain remember that this is an S. S's are curvy, made of all curves. It kind of looks like a snake. So I'm going to try to find which letter up here matches this one. So I know this one starts at the top and has a curve and another curve and another curve at the bottom. It's all curves like a snake. So that's not a match. That's not the same letter. That's an M. And an M does have curves, but it has different curves. And no, it's not this one, because this one has a straight line and this one doesn't. This is an S, because I notice it's made up of all curves like a snake. Okay? I'm going to write another letter, and I want you guys to make some observations about this one. All right, so I wrote another letter. If you're not sure what letter that is a B, like boy or bike. Okay, so take a minute and see, what do you notice about this letter? What kinds of things do you notice about the way that letter looks? Do you know of anything that that letter kind of looks like in real life? So when I look at this letter B, I notice that it has one straight line and one big curvy line. If you were thinking the same thing, awesome job. One straight line, one big curvy line. Now, when I look at a B, I always think of like a mommy with a baby, because it kind of looks like a person standing up with a round baby belly. So I always think of B like baby, like a mommy with a baby. Okay, that's kind of how I remember it. And when you're looking at a B, the big baby part, the big like hump or curve, it faces to the left, okay? So this is a B, straight line and a big belly. That's how I like to think of a B. Now I know that's not a B because that has more than one straight line. This one has one straight line and a big curve also. So this one is a match. This is a B. Awesome. So today we're just slowing down and taking the time to see what we can notice about the way that letters look and trying to match them up. And the last letter is an M, so I'm going to write the M. And obviously we know which one matches because there's no more letters left on my board. But we notice that an M has one straight line, and then a curve, and then another straight line, and then another curve, and another straight line, okay? So this M has two humps or two curves, and it has three straight lines. And when I think of M, I think of like a camel, because camels have humps on their backs that kind of look like that, like two curves. So this is an M, and I know it matches this one because this one also has three straight parts and two curves or two little humps. Okay, so today we're just making observations about letters, and I'm just going to have you guys practice writing some letters at home and telling someone what you notice about them. I just want to show you why knowing your letters and the way that they look and how they look different from each other, That's really important because you might have some letters that look the same, but that also look a little different. So I'm going to set this board really quick down here where you can see it. I'm going to bring this B back up, and I'm going to show you guys a new letter. Now, this letter looks a lot like this letter, but they are not the same. So it's really important that we pay attention to the really tiny details about letters so that we can realize that they're not the same and that they, even though they look a little bit the same, they're different. So this one, like B like baby, has a straight line and a little baby belly. Okay, and it points this direction. When you look at this letter, it also has a straight line and a little baby belly, but the belly points the other way. Okay, so some letters are the same, they look the same, but they're different in little ways. This little curve points that way, and this curve points that way, the other way, okay? This letter is a D, D like dog. It also has one straight line and one curve, but we gotta pay attention because it points the opposite way. So this is a boy, or a B, and this is a D like dog. B and D. They're very close, but not quite the same. Last one, I want to add one more letter in, so I added this letter. This letter is a P, and it's getting kind of confusing because this one also has one straight line and a big curve, but a P has the curve at the top. A B and a D have a belly or a curve at the bottom, and a P has a straight line and the curve is at the top, okay? And P is like popcorn.